What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Cool Espresso, and welcome back to another Infinite Warfare video here today on the channel. I saved this video here now until this point in time because, well, I thought at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning last night, it wouldn't be the most appropriate to put it up at this point because a lot of people may not see it by the time they wake up, they get home from work, they get home from school, from all the flooding and all that was Infinite Warfare gameplay last night. Today, we're going to be showcasing a little bit of that gameplay here from E3 for you guys, but I also want to touch on some things and give my own personal thoughts here on it. I think that this was something that, as a game reveal, it was absolutely brilliant. It was absolutely very cool, but I think it got a little bit more flack than it really should have. But regardless, let's talk a little bit about the gameplay here at first. One of the big things that you'll notice out of the gate and right out of the gameplay here with this is that you can choose your mission. This is really different from every other campaign, really. Black Ops 3 had the ability that you could go non-linear, but this is almost set up to the point where it's Destiny-esque, where you get to actually choose in various portions of the playable world in Call of Duty what mission you want to do and when. It's not in any linear fashion, which is interesting to see how that's going to affect how the storytelling is told. But regardless, you can go over to different planets, different moons, different bases, things like that, and you can engage in these various missions. Might be timed in a way that you have to kind of follow a linear fashion, but also it's a little bit more open world, which is very cool to see here. I think it's now something that's been teased for quite a few years, that it's something the developers have wanted to do, but doesn't really seem like it's made its way up until this point to do so. Now, another thing that you'll notice is that you have a side man. His name is Ethan, and actually he's a mech. He is a mechanical robot here, and that is a cool little feature that comes back from Black Ops 3. The mechs are returning, and you'll see them intermingling with, and you'll see them sided by a lot of human characters. Once again, just playing a little bit more into that future role, but I think that seems pretty cool to me. Now, one of the weapons we can actually identify now is the NV4, and I think that looks like the updated version of the M4A1. A lot of people were speculating that's coming back, and it looks like it is returning, but in just a slightly different variation. One of those future upgrades here, as the weapons previously in the past couple of games have done, in which it's a more futuristic version of the classic guns and modern weapons that we see today. Now, at this point in the editing process here and actually talking about this, you'll probably be seeing the space dogfights with the Jackal. That is your spaceship. And the coolest part about this is that it's open world. A lot of people said that this was on rails, it was on tracks, and it was something that you wouldn't have any full control over, but that's actually not how it is. It's really an open world once you're up in space, and I think that is one of the coolest things in a development standpoint, that they've now brought that into the light of Call of Duty. And it's going to offer a lot in terms of just playable gameplay, how you can play, the style of which you play in this next campaign, and I think that's absolutely awesome. Now, this part, a lot of people were losing their minds over, as it's in space and it's flying. And the thing is I can guarantee you that it will probably be isolated and segmented pieces of missions. You won't be flying around the cosmos the entire campaign. Sure, it may be set there, but I don't think you're going to be doing that much flying every single mission, every single time like that. This, I think, is going to be more similar to Cortus D from Black Ops 2, as well as Sandcastle from Black Ops 3. Those two missions in which you had flying parts, but other than that, the campaign was relatively boots on the ground and or just with the movement that we see today. Now, as well, throughout this gameplay, we get to see some of the abilities. There looks to be like an exo shield and somewhat of an exo slam, but it's not with exos, so I don't know how else to word this here, but we'll get some abilities here with this one in the campaign, similar to as with the past previous ones, and I think it's going to be very cool to see how that works out, what the other ones are, and just how it plays into the storyline as well. One of the cool things is that there was an anti-gravity grenade showcased here with this. This is something that was leaked and rumored a long while back, but it looks like it actually was making it into the gameplay here, and it looks very cool. As you can see earlier in the mission, you stabilize the gravity, you get to walk around freely, but with this grenade, it then sends people up. It cancels in that vicinity the amount of gravity there is. So I think that's very cool. I think it's a very cool future tech piece that plays into this campaign and will be something that we use on a regular basis here in the story. Now, one of the last things that I noticed was that leaning is back here. That's something very cool, I think, as well. I did like the feature for a little bit in terms of, say, campaign and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't too big a fan of it whenever it interfered with how the mechanics worked. Hopefully the second time around, it is something that has been fixed and is a little bit more more stable in terms of the way that every player sees a character, and it doesn't act too big as a head glitch in its own regards. But that is really all that I wanted to talk about here with this. Point out anything you may have missed with this. And honestly, right now, I think it's too early to decide whether or not you can love it or hate it. This is literally only 5 minutes of a campaign mission that really is just showcasing a little bit of the more open world aspect, some of the future tech, all that kind of stuff. But that is, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I really want to see this get a chance from the community. A lot of people may not give it a chance, but 3 years of development and 3 years of hard work probably shouldn't be something that immediately is thrown by the wayside. I just don't think that's too fair, but that's gonna wrap it up here today, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of this gameplay? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you impartial? What is it you may think here on this? Love to hear your thoughts, but if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and ring down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We're on that road to 40,000 subscribers, so every little bit does help and is, of course, greatly appreciated. But mine has been Nikolai Espresso. See you guys later. Take care and peace.